Easy to do. I happen to believe everything I
Thank you.
say.
Thank you all. Thank you. Thanks. So, good afternoon. This is the second time I've had someone interrupt a speech on this topic, and I reminded them all that it would be wonderful, that it would be a wonderful thing if they could protest like that in the country of Iran, if they had that kind of First Amendment freedom. It's an appropriate but sad irony that we're talking about Iran during the 73rd UN General Assembly. So many times over the years, during the UN, Iranian regime leaders and diplomats have used this occasion to turn on their charm offensive, with foreign governments obscure what they're really up to at home and abroad. Iranian President Rouhani, who has been tweeting the last hour, Foreign Minister Zarif and other Iranian figures take this opportunity to present themselves as moderate statesmen indeed. But the world knows the truth, that their polished diplomatic waltz is a transparent trick to take responsible nations and try and make them think that maybe they aren't so bad. In actuality, these are two of the highest-ranking officials of a regime which brazenly defies the vision of the United Nations, the requirements of international law, and the principles of national sovereignty. The Iranian regime's track record over the past 40 years has revealed it is among the worst violators of the UN Charter and UN Security Council resolutions, perhaps indeed the worst violator. It is truly an outlaw regime. We must put pressure on the regime to rein in its destruction and demand that Iran act like a normal country. Unfortunately, just last night, I was disturbed and indeed deeply disappointed to hear remaining parties in the deal announce they are setting up a special payment system to bypass U.S. sanctions. This is one of the most counterproductive measures imaginable for regional and global peace and security. By sustaining revenues to the regime, you are solidifying Iran's ranking as the #1 state sponsor of terror, enabling Iran's violent export of revolution, and making the regime even richer